Hello, Sudoku friends. Today is April 26, 2023. Welcome to the New York Times Hard Sudoku. We'll dive right in. I think here's a 4 blocking over and another 4 blocking over, 1 4 blocking up. So a 4 must go here. A 6 and a 1 block across. So these two squares must be a 6 and a 1. And that puts a 1 over here somewhere and a 6 block over here. So hang on. 6, 6, 6, yes, a 6 must go here. And now, as I was saying, the 1 must go in one of these two squares. And we also have a 5 for the same two squares because we have a 5 blocking up and another 5 blocking up. Yes, so these two cells here must be a 1 and a 5. There's a 9 here, so one of these is a 9. There's a 4 up here already. So let's look again at the 1, 6 here. They force a 2, 7, and a 4 to go in these squares here. So a 4 in one of these two squares blocking across, this 4 blocking across, and this 4 blocking down, puts a 4 here. We also have a 4 blocking down here and across here. So here's another 4. Six and 6, one of these must be a 6. 6 blocking down, so this cannot be a 6. 6 blocking down, so this cannot be a 6. So guess what? 6 must go here. Now we got a 5 in one of these squares and a 5 in one of those. Oh, a 1 blocking up, another 1 blocking up, so here's a 1. And now we have a 1 in one of these two squares because, as we recall, one of these is a 1 due to the 1 blocking here. So this can't be a 1, these two can't be 1s. So a 1 must go up here somewhere. And therefore, here or here. And we have a 1 already blocking this square. So here's a 1, and that makes this a 5. That was nice. An 8 in one of these squares here, but that's not of much help. But here's a 7 and a 3. And we need a 7 and a 3 for the bottom row, and they clearly can't go here. So here must go as a 7 because a 3 is blocking here. So here's a 7 and here's a 3. That was a nice find, I think. Now we need a 4, 2, and a 9 for these squares. I don't know where to place them yet. These are 2 and an 8 now. And that makes these a 1, 5, 9, and a 6. 6 must go here or here. 1 must go here or here. The 5. Don't know anything about the 5. The 9 could go basically anywhere here, so they'll have to wait. 2, 4, and a 7 here. That leaves 4 squares to deal with, and they must be 3, 8, 5, and a 9. 5 and a 9 here, so this is a 3 or an 8. But it cannot be a 3 because this 3 blocks up and this 3 blocks over. So a 3 must go here or here. So this square must be an 8. Now we got a 5 and an 8 blocking down and a 5 and an 8 blocking up. what can we do with that information? Well, we can start by looking at these two squares. They must now be a 7, which can't go here because of this 7, and a 2, which must go here. So for the first column, we need 2, 3, 6, and a 7. 6, 6. So one of these is a 6. 3, 7 here. So this is a 2 or a 6. Still not quite possible, I think. But across here, we need a 1, 7, and a 9. So the 1 blocks here, of course. So here's a 1. And remember how one of these had to be a 1? Now we know it's got to be this one here, which now blocks down. This 1 blocks over. So does this. So here's a 1. These two must be a 7 and a 9. And therefore, these must be a 5 and a 2. We know that one of these is a 2, therefore this cannot be a 2. It must be a 5, and this must be the 2. So now these two must be a 3 and a 9, because we have a 2, 4, and a 7 here, and 3 and a 9 are the only ones missing from the row. And that makes these a 5, 7, 8. There's a 7 blocking up and down, so here's a 7. This is now a 5, 8. Can we do more here? I wonder. 2, 8 here, 5, 6, and 9. No, not really. Well, actually, looking at the 9s, I'm seeing that this square can't be a 9. This square cannot be a 9, so a 9 must go in one of these two squares here. I was trying to figure out if I could find any other digits for this block 2, but I can't. And yet, across here we have 4 empty squares, and they need to be a 2, 3, 7, and a 9. We have a 2 and a 7 here, so this in theory could be a 3 or a 9, but we have just established that a 9 must go either here or here. Therefore, it cannot go here. Therefore, this must be a 3. And we were looking for a 3 for one of these two squares here. Now this 3 blocks down, giving me a 3 here. And this therefore must be the 9. This 9 blocks down, and this 9 blocks over, so here is a 9. Here now we're looking for a 5 and a 6, and that makes this square an 8. We have an 8 blocking up here, and now we have an 8 blocking across here and here, so here's another 8. So a 2, 5, and a 9 for these squares. Can we get any closer? Yes. 5 must go here or here, and a 2. No, we can't, at least not yet. 5 and 8, 2 and 8. But we need a 3, 7, and a 9 to complete column 8. There's a 3 blocking here and a 3 blocking here, so this must be a 3, and therefore this square up here must be a 3. And we have a 3 blocking down now, another 3 blocking down, this 3 blocking over, so here's a 3. Here we're just needing a 7 and a 9. This is also a 7 and a 9, therefore this is not a 7 and a 9. But I've been completely overlooking the 6 that needs to go here due to these two 6s blocking down these 4 squares. So here's a 6, and that makes this, of course, a 6, and this must be the 5. Now this is a 5, and this is an 8. 8 blocks over, 8 blocks down. Here's another 8. Here now we are looking for a 9, 2, and a 4. The 4 blocks over, so here's a 4. 2, 4, and a 7 for these squares. We have a 4 and a 7 now here, so this is a 2. This must be the 4, and this must be the 7. And this last square must be a 2. The 2 blocks across, so here's a 2. The 9 therefore must go here, making this a 9. And this must be a what? A 7, of course. Up here we need a 9. Down here we need to have a 9, and that must go here. And the last digit is going to be a 2, goes here. We had a 2 and an 8 here, but now the 2 blocks down, so that forces an 8 to go here and a 2 here. 8 therefore goes here and the 5 here. Up here we also need a 5. These 2 squares must be a 2, which can't go here, but must go here, and a 7. That makes this a 7, and this must be a 9. Nice puzzle today. It had us jumping all over the place, but I enjoyed solving it, and I hope that you did too. Thank you for getting this far with me, and see you again back here soon. Bye for now.